I think both sides like to point to the other one as the evil ones, or
Be careful now. I'm not talking about false equivalency. It's false equivalency if Donald Trump is over here saying he had the best economy of any president, and Joe Biden saying I've had the best economy of any president. Joe is right, and Donald Trump is wrong, because 2 + 2 does not equal 8. It equals 4.
Sure.
So that's false equivalency. So be careful when you say cast aspersions on both of you. There are times when the Democrats are absolutely right because Trump is absolutely lying.
Yeah. Let me say it this way. I can go have dinner tonight with somebody who's passionate, lifelong Democrat, right? And they will rail for hours against Republicans and everything that they stand for, right? The following night, I can go have dinner with somebody who is passionately Republican, and they will rail for hours against everything that Democrats stand for, and give you reasons for. That's what I mean when I say both sides will throw dirt on the other. I feel like there's an
Wait a minute. It's not throwing dirt if you're pointing out that's not true and here's the truth. That's not throwing dirt. I'm sorry. But that's what Democrats do. They say that's not true, here's the truth. And they're not saying, and by the way, Trump, you're ugly too. That's what they do. We're not doing that. We're not. It's false equivalency to say we're just like they are. We're not.
Yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't say Democrats never told a lie.
No, of course not. That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. So the Republicans are going to point out every lie that they can ever find from a Democrat. Democrats are going to point out every lie they can ever find from a Republican, right? I think that there is the thing that's needed is that often overlooked middle, and look, if
that's where Biden is.
I never find very much peace in the extremes.
Biden's in the middle, okay? I keep having to remind people, if you look at all of the issues that Biden made happen in the last 4 years, they're all high-ranking, 80 percentile what people want. 80% of all Americans want these things. So the idea that there's some kind way far to the left is ridiculous. They are mainstream American thought. The people that are on the fringe are the people trying to kill abortion.
Let me see if I can center us a little bit, right? Clearly, you believe that there could be...
I am centered, by the way, but go ahead.
Clearly, you believe that there could be Democratic humanists, correct?
Yeah.
Do you believe there could be Republican humanists?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a lot of Republicans right now who are working very hard to make sure Trump doesn't get elected. These are people who believe in the old Republican Party, the George H.W. Bush Republican Party, the Ronald Reagan Republican Party. These are people who care about the soul of America. Donald Trump he's not only misogynist, he is a liar, but most importantly, he's a pathological liar.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, be careful when you run into this area where you're doing false equivalency, because there is a point where 2 + 2 has to equal 4. It doesn't ever equal 8. So that's what I'm talking about.
Well, so educate me a little bit, because I don't want to. If I make a mistake one day, I don't want to make it again the next day.
Okay.
False equivalency. What was I doing that would be called a false equivalency?
Oh, okay.
Educate me.
You jumped in there and you said, well, Democrats are going after Republicans, this side, Republicans going back after Democrats. No, it's a completely different argument. If you look at what Democrats are doing right now, they're trying to stand up for the truth, and they're trying to say, here's what works. And by the way, Democrats are firm believers in Keynesian economics. The reason that we got out of the Depression was we went in and went whole hog into Keynesian economics. And because FDR did what he did, we got out of that Depression. The same thing happened under Joe Biden. We were in deep shit after Donald Trump. And because we went headlong into Keynesian economics, spending lots of money on infrastructure, we pulled us out of the hole. Republicans continually said they were going to vote for an infrastructure bill, and they had 4 years under Donald Trump, and they never got an infrastructure bill done. Joe Biden got it done as soon as he got in office. So when I say it's false equivalency, it is false equivalency. We said, okay, we've got to improvise. We have to go into immigration, and we have to give. We have to let the Republicans have some way. So we compromised, and there came up with a bill, and the bill was ready to be put in place. And Donald Trump came in and said, "No, I want to run on immigration. You can't pass that bill. It'll kill what I'm trying to run on." So that is what I'm talking about. There's no false equivalency there. There's just the good side and the bad side. That's not always the case.
But the other side would switch those roles, and they would say the bad side and the good side, right?
Only if they're willing to lie. You have to lie about Keynesian economics. You have to pretend that trickle down works.
Yeah.
By the way, when people left the Reagan administration, Stockman, who was in charge of all that, he was the OMB, and he said, "By the way, I made it up. There's no such thing as trickle down. Trickle down. Tax cuts do not pay for themselves. Period." That's what I mean when I say 2 + 2 does not equal 8.
Yeah.
So they're teaching people something that is patently false.
Yeah.
And people are going, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because nobody's standing up saying, "No, here's what the economists say."
Right.
Because if you start talking about what the economists say, everybody does this.